Can you really ensure the public safety by keeping persons that we presume innocent in jail pending their trial? Let's look at the whole picture. But first, let me say that the notion that all we mean when we say in America the individual is presumed innocent until proven guilty is that we have here some procedural rule of evidence is contrary to my basic understanding of our purpose as a people. I think we mean the individual is important in America. We believe in him and we trust him. And in his relationship to the state, until he is proven guilty, he is good and worthy.
There still seem to be a good number of Americans who look on attorneys as nothing more than shysters. These people seem to feel that lawyers somehow use their knowledge of the law for graft and corruption. Lawyers everywhere are very concerned with the problem, but no more so than the attorneys gathered this week in Dallas for the American Bar Association convention. For the last 4 years, attorneys of the ABA have been working on a new professional code of ethics, 116 pages long. It was approved this morning in a meeting of the House of Delegates. The vote was unanimous. A discussion of the new professional code is going on in a room just behind me right now. Like so many actions being taken here at the American Bar Association convention this week, approval by the ABA is just the first step. Implementation, the next major step, is to be the work of the next year for the American Bar. This is Doug Terry, Channel 8 News.
Well, of course, we believe that the respect for work and people who can work with their hands as well as their mind, inspiration with some intelligence, can have a tremendous amount of success. And for so many years, we've developed a group of people who think the only happy, successful people are those who are in the professions. Well, the truth of the matter is, anyone who does any type of a skill or any type of a craft, who can do their work extremely well, has a very fine income, and they need to be respected for their skill and for their work, and therefore they can have just as much happiness and success as a doctor or a lawyer or any other, or a school teacher or any other person.
For the past half-dozen years, the corporation courts of the city of Fort Worth have been housed here in the old Tarrant County Criminal Courts building. The court didn't need the space, so they leased it to the city, 1.5 floors of the building, for the total of $1 a year. Legal activity in Tarrant County has increased so in recent years, however, that the county fathers now say they're going to need the buildings back. The legislature has granted new courts, civil, district, and domestic, for Tarrant County, and the county fathers have asked the city to get their facilities out of the building by the 1st of November. The city says it needs the space until October of next year, when the new municipal office building is completed. Although the Commissioner's Court has ruled that the city must be out by November, negotiations are underway to find some solution to the entire problem. County Judge Howard Green is apparently in favor of letting the city remain in the building, so is Commissioner Punch Wright. But unless the commissioners, all four, disagree, Green has no vote. Commissioner Dick Anderson says the building belongs to the county, and as he told me this morning, we need it now. Skeet Richardson, another commissioner, feels even more strongly about it than does Anderson.
Of course, I think on several occasions now, we've asked them to move. We've made them fully aware that the county is in need of the extra space, and we're not in a financial position right now to build new buildings, and even if we were, they couldn't be completed in time to use them. At the present time, Red Cowan and Mr. Stewart, our tax assessor collector, are both running out of space, and we're going to have to put them somewhere. Now, of course, we've got one new court created by the last legislature and probably 3 others that will be created and go in effect in January.
Does the county have any other buildings which the city might be able to use?
Well, I've heard mention that they may be willing or thinking about the possibility of using the old Bell Telephone Company, credit union company, telephone credit union building that we had down in the convention center parking area that we have already purchased. And I would have no disagreement to this as long as they wouldn't hold up the tearing down of the building for the parking area.
The city will now offer to give up part of the space it is currently using in hopes of not having to go out and lease commercially enough space to tide them over for the next 15 months. Jerry Taft, Channel 8 News, Fort Worth.
You know, I was Dolly, and many people would ask, so many people have said, sing Hello Dolly, Carol. And what could I do? Pearl Bailey and I were talking about it. So finally, Jerry Herman, I mean, being Dolly, all I sang was Hello Harry and Hello Louie and things like that. So Jerry Herman, who wrote the original show, Hello Dolly, wrote lyrics just for me to sing. You know, very few times does a person have a theme song twice in his life. Sophie Tucker told me that. She said, some of these days is the hardest thing in this world to come by. And I have both Diamond's Our Girl's Best Friend and Hello Dolly. Dallas has wonderful audiences. They're just, Dallas, Washington, D.C., and Minneapolis, Minnesota, and I don't know why. I just can't understand why but they're very hip, very quick. They're vocal. They react. You know, they let you know. They either throw tomatoes or they blow kisses and stamp their feet and whistle, but they let you know. And that is what most theater people call a sophisticated audience.
Now, there is no cure for a lawyer who deliberately departs from the touchstone of his conscience and who deliberately chooses to ignore the court. The lawyer must be dealt with by discipline, and such is fully anticipated under our rules. We do, however, believe that our committee, generally, as I have stated, approves the conduct and the ethical viewpoints of our present-day lawyers. Our code is designed in the belief that most practitioners desire to be worthy of their profession. The code itself is not a penal statute, and violations thereof, penalistic in character, must be dealt with by local jurisdiction. The code does not state judicial canons, although such exist in many states.